Welcome back to Mythic Sky Storytime. I'm Dr. Laura Tad, and this is an episode where, similar to some of the ones I was doing last year, I'll be providing a guided meditation. This is really more one rather than focusing just on a sign, which is the Cosmic Costumes series. This will be just looking at the upcoming new moon that we have. And within this discussion, I'll also be providing you with a guided meditation to connect with this phase of the moon. So it's not completely unrelated to some of the earlier episodes, the Cosmic Costume series that I have, where I provided guided meditations in each episode. But this one will be focusing specifically on the moon, and for this episode, the new moon in Taurus. So in astrology, the moon takes just shy of 28 days to go around the zodiac, right? We round that off because it's 27 days, 7 hours, 43 minutes, and 11 and a half seconds or thereabouts. So the way that math breaks down is it's in a sign for about 2.5 days, and we have 12 signs of the zodiac divided by the 28 days. So that's about how long it spends in a given sign. And in astrology, every planet, or the first 7 planets that we are able to see with the naked eye, are associated with a day of the week. And so with the moon, we get Monday, moon day, lunes in Espanol. And in our personal astrology, our individual astrology, the moon is representative of our feelings, our moods, our temperament. It is linked to our emotional experience of the world. It's how we embody the mother archetype, and linked with our ability to nurture and be nurtured, our relationship with that type of exchange of energy. And it is our inner reality, whereas the sun in astrology is our outer reality, what we're projecting. The moon is our inner reality. It's more reflective, it's more internal. It's also cyclical and repetitive because we have the cycles of the moon that we see every 28 days. So for this particular phase that we're coming into is the new moon phase. And the new moon is always in the same sign of the zodiac that we are in at that time. So at the moment, it's the Taurus season. So this upcoming new moon will be in Taurus. And new moons are always times of invocation, times of beginnings, times of making wishes and setting intentions, of calling things in, because it is this gestational period where the moon is not illuminated, where things will then be building and building and building as she becomes more and more illuminated. And during this gestational period of the new moon is where we lay those stepping stones for the coming weeks. So the sign of Taurus for this particular new moon is an earth sign, right? That's the sign that we're in at the moment, as this is May 13th, 2026. And it is also a fixed sign. The fixed signs are the signs that fall within the middle of seasons. So we're in the middle of spring here in the Northern Hemisphere. And as a sign, it is the sign most associated with Venus, the goddess of love. So that is very akin to the key words and attributes that we give Taurus, of being tied to values and beauty and money, security. That is all part of this Taurian energy. Within that sense of security or money, it's also self-esteem. What is our personal sense of worth, right? So money, not just in terms of the physical act of acquiring money or the physical tactile coinage or checks or balance in your checkbook, but the value. It's linked with values, both in terms of physical values, things that we value, and ethically as well, that can be tied with values. Taurus is linked with, more than any of the other earth signs, the natural world. It is linked with nature, with plants, with animals, right? So the natural world is very interwoven into the Taurian archetype. Within Taurus as well, Taurus is very stubborn. It's the bull, right? So it can be the bull who won't be moved. It can be, I'm standing my ground. That's part of that sense of security and a love of that. So to feel secure, I'm not going to move from my position or what I believe to be of value. And Taurus, in its relationship with the natural world, also governs our senses and our sensory experience. So sound, taste, touch, smell, all of that is Taurus's realm. And people with a lot of Taurus tend to be hypersensitive, not necessarily emotionally in that sense of like hypersensitivity and reactivity emotionally, but light, sound, flavor, tactile experience of the world. They have a hypersense reaction to that. So if things are too loud, if they're too bright, fabrics needing to have a certain physical quality to them becomes really important to somebody with a great deal of Taurus in their chart or who was born during Taurus season. Now, with this particular new moon being in Taurus, this may become a theme for all of us in these next few days as the new moon is going to be coming up here on Saturday. And so you can see here in the chart that we get this, for those watching the video, the sun and moon, this crescent moon and the sun are right next to each other. That's how we depict in astrology that it's the new moon. Now, this particular new moon is going to be taking place at 25 degrees 57 minutes, so almost 26 degrees. And in astrology, there is something called the Sabian symbol. And a Sabian symbol is a phrase that is associated with every degree of the zodiac. Every degree of the zodiac has a imagery or a symbology to it. And the Sabian symbol for always go 1 degree ahead of what it is, because in this case in particular, it's almost 26. So we look at the 26 degrees of Taurus. And 26 degrees of Taurus gives us a woman pursued by a mature romance, is one way of understanding, or just an older woman who finds new love. So it's this Taurus relationship with Venus, but because it's so late in the zodiac, or it's so late in the sign, it's more mature love. It's not naive love, or it's not youthful love. It's mature love that we see during this part of the Taurian energy. And so with the new moon, what is it that we're wanting to call in that has that maturity to it, a mature relationship with beauty, a wise, perhaps, relationship with romance and beauty and values, is some of the energy that will be coming in with this new moon. This particular one also lines up very tightly with Mercury, which is just on the other side of the sun. The sun and the moon and Mercury are bookending the sun. And so Mercury being the god of communication, there's also this giving voice to what we need, what we love, what we value. That may be a theme of this weekend. And not too far away on the other side of the moon is, you can see this sort of hook-like imagery if you're watching the video, is Ceres. So there you've got Ceres, the moon, the sun, and Mercury all lined up. And Ceres deals with nurturing, physical nurturing, in particular with it being in Taurus. And so not unlike the moon, there are some overlaps for sure in terms of what Ceres represents and what the moon represents. But Ceres can also represent where there's a lack of nurturing. And so that energy that we see here with this particular new moon is, are we getting our needs met? And Mercury being there gives us the opportunity to give those needs voice. Now, in looking at any phase of the moon, it's helpful to see where it is in relationship to other signs. So this particular one that's occurring in Taurus, then those of you that know your chart, if you have things in Taurus in and around this degree, or really anything in the fixed signs, so Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius, it becomes a more palpable new moon for you. It's just because of how it is interacting with your personal astrology. So one of the things you can do with any new moon is you can make wishes, because it's a time of setting intention. And the thing with making these wishes is it is best if you make them or you curate those wishes in relation to the sign that the moon is in. So because this one is in Taurus, you want to call in or ask for those things that are Taurian in nature, because that is the energy of the moon. And when it comes to making new moon wishes, it's best to make them within sort of 8 hours either side of the new moon is when the energy is the most palpable. So this particular new moon is going to take place at just past 4 p.m. on the East Coast. So you can plus or minus, depending on what time zone you're in, of 8 hours before or 8 hours after the 4 p.m. time here on the East Coast. So here's some examples. You don't need to have these be the exact wishes that you make. So you don't need to have these be the exact ones that you're making, the exact wishes that you're making, but it can be helpful to sort of use these as a guideline. So for example, I want greater financial security, right? Taurus governs resources and money. So I want greater financial security. I want to feel valued when it comes to blank, fill in the blank. Where are you feeling a lack of recognition of your value in your personal life, in your professional life? You could fill in that blank. I want to recognize my own value when it comes to. So where do you struggle to see your own self-worth, your own value in a given environment or situation? I want to easily find myself having a healthy relationship with beauty, right? Taurus is related to Venus. It governs beauty. So calling in a healthy relationship with your own beauty, with how you present yourself that way. I want to have a healthier relationship to money, right? Again, that financial security. Maybe the issue isn't feeling secure, but it's having a healthy relationship with money. For example, I want my scarcity mentality to be lifted, right? Some people are always afraid that there won't be enough, and so they have a scarcity mentality. Conversely, some people have a poverty mentality that they don't need very much. Oh, I'm good. I don't need more. I can make it work, right? Some people walk in the world with that. So asking that to be lifted. I want my chronic neck issues to subside because Taurus physiologically governs the neck. So if you have issues with your neck, if you are constantly going to the chiropractor, you could sort of call in that be released for you. I want to be more comfortable letting myself shine, right? Letting your value, letting what you bring to the world to be more visible. And because you want to have these changes, these shifts in your life come with ease and grace, you want to have at least one of those wishes that you're making be that the change comes in with some ease and grace, right? I want all change to come with some ease and grace so that it's not too disruptive. Okay, so we're now going to switch gears and move into the guided meditation portion of this particular episode. So you want to make sure that wherever you are, you're able to sit comfortably for about 15 minutes or so. So that could be on a meditation cushion, that could be in a chair, you could lie down. If you need back support, by all means get it, because you don't want to find that partway through the meditation you become uncomfortable physically, and that disrupts your ability to stay engaged with the meditation. So if you need to pause while you set up, please do so. Okay. So we're going to start with just doing some breathing to bring us into the present moment. So we're going to breathe in through our nose for the count of 4 and hold for a moment, and then exhale for the count of 6. And I will do the counting for you. We'll do that. We'll do 4 rounds of this breathing exercise. And I do recommend that you have your eyes closed because that will help you to not get distracted. So slowly breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. And pause. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And pause. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. One last time. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now bringing your breath back to a natural rhythm. We're going to bring our attention to heart chakra. So this is an energy center right in the middle of your chest. And as you connect with your heart chakra, feel it beginning to percolate with light and sensation. Know that from this center you are loved and able to express love. You connect with your value and the value of others. And you can feel a warmth beginning to build from that center. And as that warmth expands, feel it move out and down your arms and down your legs. Perhaps it's a blue light that's just filling your whole body. And now you can expand that healing, loving light to be beyond the edges of your body, to your aura. You are encased in a bubble of blue light. And within this blue light, now bring your attention to your crown chakra, top of your head. This is a center connected with the divine, God, Goddess, Spirit, Universe, whatever your language is for the divine. And as you bring your attention to that center, feel it too starting to percolate, to scintillate with energy. And as that energy expands, let it go out beyond you as far as you feel called to bring it. You're still encased in this beautiful blue bubble, so completely protected. As you expand your connection with the divine and your own divinity. And on your next inhale, bring your attention to your third eye, your mind's eye. Center of vision and insight. And from there, see yourself standing on a beach. On this new moon in the dark sky, the stars are so bright. There's no light pollution. There's no moonlight. The twinkling of the sky is awe-inspiring. And as you stand there, hearing the waves crash with the cascade of stars around you, repeat the mantra, I am open to the new adventure that lies before me. I am open to the new adventure that lies before me. I am open to the new adventure that lies before me. And even though she is hidden from view, become aware of the compassionate energy of the moon. Know she is here for you, caring and calling in the compassion, she is holding the space for this time of gestation, where things are beginning to form but are not yet ready to be birthed. Remember, everything has its divine timing, and the journey itself holds great value. As you sit here, immersed in the starry night sky, know that she is supporting your divine timing. for birthing what you want to bring into the world. She is holding the space for the right timing to emerge. And as you remain here, if you need to, you can repeat the phrase, I honor my journey. I honor my journey. I honor my journey. And whenever it feels appropriate, you can slowly start to bring your consciousness back into the space that you are in. Slowly moving your fingers and toes, and perhaps moving your neck and your shoulders, slowly coming back to the present and back into your body. If some insights came through, feel free to grab a journal, or if you want to record on your phone, maybe you want to take some notes. Thank you for joining me for this new moon meditation. And if you are interested in working with the moon more and more of the phases, I will be doing guided meditations for the upcoming full moon and new moon for the next several months. But in addition to those phases, there are 6 other phases, and I do have a journal with prompts for every phase of the moon for sale. And there's no dates in it, so you can start it at any point, and it has 13 cycles of the moon, because that's how many are in a 12-month period, and prompts for each of the 8 phases. So that is for sale on my website, or you can scan the QR code if you're watching the video. And obviously, if you've enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And if you want to learn more about me and my work, you can go to mythicsky.com. Once again, I'm Dr. Laura Tad, and this has been Mythic Sky Storytime. I look forward to you joining the next episode and the next meditation. Have a lovely day.